I bought a 515,000 property using my SUPA. Not savings, not equity, my SUPA. But if you set this up incorrectly, the bank won't lend, the ATO won't approve it, and you could blow your settlement deadline. Here's how I did it, step by step. And the rules you absolutely cannot break. Before we start, this is not financial advice. SMSF property is highly regulated and not suitable for everyone. Always speak to a licensed financial advisor and SMSF specialist before making decisions. I'm sharing my experience and what I learned through the process. For years, my super was just sitting there growing slowly. Then, I realized something powerful. You can use your SUPA to buy investment property through a self-managed super fund, also known as an SMSF. Here's the key. You cannot live in the property. Your family cannot use it. It must exist purely for retirement purposes. This is called the sole purpose test. The strategy is simple. Rent it out. Let it grow for 20 to 30 years. Potentially sell it in pension phase. And in retirement phase, capital gains tax can be 0%. That's the long-term play. How much you actually need? I had 235,000 in my SUPA. With that, I was able to purchase a 515,000 four-bedroom property. Here's why you need a decent balance. Most lenders require 20 to 30% deposit. Stamp duty, legal fees, setup costs, liquidity buffer. While the ATO doesn't set a minimum balance, many professionals suggest at least 200,000 to 300,000 for SMSF property to make it viable. If you want a more expensive property, you'll need more in your SUPA. Setting up the structure. This is where most people mess up. You must set up the SMSF before signing a contract. The structure look like this. SUPA, then SMSF, then Bear Trust, then property. To borrow money inside SUPA, you must use something called Limited Recourse Borrowing Arrangement or LRBA. That means if the SMSF defaults, the bank can only claim that property, not other assets in the fund. Because of this structure, the property is held in a separate Bear Trust until the loan is paid off. I hired an accountant experienced in SMSF setups. They handled SMSF trust deed, corporate trustee registration, Bear Trust deed. I paid $2,200 for the SMSF setup, $2,200 for the Bear Trust. You can reimburse yourself once funds roll into the SMSF. ATO and timeline. Setting up the SMSF only takes a few days, but here's the catch. The ATO allows up to 28 days to issue your ABN and regulate your fund. You cannot open a bank account, roll over funds, apply for lending till your fund shows as complying on Superfund lookup. If you have outstanding tax returns or ATO debt, expect delays. Give yourself at least 1 month before settlement to avoid stress. Bank and loan reality. Once regulated, I opened my SMSF bank account with Commonwealth Bank. It took less than an hour because I had the SMSF deed, ABN, tax file number, corporate trustee documents. Then funds were rolled over from my existing SUPA. Important reality. SMSF loans usually have higher interest rates, require larger deposit, have stricter lending rules. This is not the same as a normal home loan. Rules you cannot break. This part is critical. Number 1, you cannot live in the property. Number 2, it must be rented at market value. Number 3, you cannot improve the property using borrowed funds. Repairs are allowed, improvements are not. Number 4, the fund must be audited every single year. Number 5, there are ongoing accounting and compliance costs. This is not a set and forget strategy. You are responsible as trustee. When you run an SMSF, You are effectively in charge of your own mini super fund. How repayments work. The loan repayments are covered by rental income, employer super contributions, personal concessional contributions. Over time, the loan reduces and the asset grows, hopefully. If the property doubles in 20 to 30 years and is sold in pension phase, capital gains tax can potentially be zero, subject to transfer balance cap limits. That's the long-term advantage. Who is this not for? This strategy is not for people with low super balances, people who want flexibility, people uncomfortable with compliance, people wanting to live in the property. It's a long-term, regulated retirement strategy. If this video helped you understand SMSF property better, you can share it with someone who needs it.